So on behalf of the University of Strathclyde, I welcome you all here for today's congregation for the conferment of degrees. This is the Barony Hall, and although we've invested more than £1 billion in the campus over the last 12 years, this particular building is one of my favourites. And some of you, if you look up the back, you can see some fantastic stained glass windows there, and we've also got an absolutely incredible organ up onto the left. Now, it's a really special day. It's a special day for our graduates. You've gone through a difficult period of study that any other student has ever really gone through. You've dealt with a pandemic, you've dealt with lockdown restrictions, changes in the way in which you've learned and been educated. But despite all of the challenges, you've made it to today. That's an incredible feat. That's given you fortitude, it's given you strength, not just to deal with the world of the university and the student, but that will put you in good stead for the future and for your next stage in your career. But it's also a special day for the family and the friends and your supporters who have been with you on that journey. I am also a parent, and my daughter's graduating this afternoon, and I've been with the parents and the family members as they've tried to help you get through those lockdown periods, the stresses of not knowing what's happening because of the restrictions. And we feel, as parents and as family members, just as proud of your achievement as you do yourself. And I would say that as family members and supporters and friends, if you're here, celebrate with your loved ones when they come up. And if you want to cheer, then feel free to cheer. I actually think from doing graduations for years is that the graduation day is almost like a wedding. You remember it for the whole of your life. You never forget it. And so really treat it that way as something that's so special. And when I talk about that special nature of the day, it's also special for our staff. You know, you've gone through a stressful and disruptive and challenging experience, but our staff have as well. Within 2 weeks, we had to change the way we teach. We had to learn new technologies. We had to adapt our learning methods in order to give you the best experience possible. And our staff I think they did fantastically well. And that is shown by the fact that you're here today. And despite the challenges and the difficulties, you have succeeded. And I think that the staff as well have succeeded in the same way. Now, these ceremonies in many countries are known as commencement ceremonies. We talk about commencement because it's not the end that we celebrate. It's the beginning that we celebrate. It's the beginning of your life, not as a student, but as a graduate of the university, as an alumna or an alumnus of the university. And it's quite symbolic that when you come up, you'll in a few minutes, you'll come up onto the stage and I will cap you. And that walk towards me is the closing of one chapter. And the walk away to get your parchment and come off is the opening of a new chapter. And I find that really profound, that just seeing that change as person moves on and you move into that new stage in your life. And we are incredibly proud of you because you become part of the Strathclyde family. And at Strathclyde, we say it's not just you, but it's also your friends and family that become part of the Strathclyde family. You're all welcome. So, without further ado, I'm now going to declare this congregation for the conferment of degrees open, and I'm going to invite Professor Susan Howick, who's the Vice Dean of the Strathclyde Business School, to present our graduates.
Executive Dean, in the name of the University and by the authority of Senate, I present to you these students. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Accounting, Laura MacDonald. Sean Paul McKeegan. Hannah Katrina Miller. Charlotte Franzella Bakid Rowden. Harrison Elliott Broadhurst. Finlay Brown. Brian Thomas McLean. Kerr Alexander Webster. In accounting and business law, Haris Farzeen Ahmed. Aksa Butta. In accounting and economics, Daniel Stephen Forster. Chloe Miller. In accounting and finance, Lewis Alexander Armstrong McGowan. Stuart Graham Douglas Bloor. Claire Bruff. Aaron Chambers. Robbie James Coleman. Rachel Kiara Connor. Alexandra Rose Coupland. Nicola De Paula. Amy Forsyth. Eva Fraser. Bartlomiej Gielzi. Brooke Jenny Girdwood. Hannah Angela Gurley. Rachel Elizabeth Hay. Rebecca Henderson. Samia Iqbal. Megan Jane Kane. Ailey Kennedy. Beth Crichton Langlands. Georgia McAllister. Christopher John McAlpine. Abby McDuff. Rory Graham McFadgen. Sam McGoldrick. Gavin Hay McHenry. Victoria Amy McKinley. Peter James Murphy. Bilal Haider Nadiri. Declan James O'Hagan. Taylor Linda Rennie. Cameron Elliott Robb. Joshua Ruddy. Malgorzata Anna Sedge. Glenn Slorence. Caitlin Strain. Unaraj Appel. Alexandra Van. Glennie Yanga. Chloe May Bain. Alice Vegas Carroll. Ethan J.C. Chan. Liam Carnes. Kenneth Bernard Crampsey. Kieran James Murray Dixon. Scott Finiston. Craig Gillies. Rama Hassan. Sikirti Jukanti. Liam Lowell. Yu Ling Liao. Ellie McParland. Jonathan Moss. Lucy Kemp Pollock. Nicole Cha Sin Ru. Gregor Ian Sinclair. Connor Thompson. Oliver Tobin. Cameron Ray. In accounting and marketing, Mark Anthony McDade. In finance, Jamie Black. Robin Carr. Heather Cunningham. Lewis Graham Johnston. James Douglas Martin. Emma McFarlane. Kelly Quigley. Rebecca Watt. Alexander Diel. Olivia Gowrie. Christopher Henry. Mona Mohammed E. Monshi. Kirsten Robertson. Ellie Olivia Towers. Runzo Yang. Matthew McGuire. Ivan Veselji. In finance and business analysis and technology, Michael Kamil Dobos. Janie Charlotte Speed. Iman Mohammed Ali Ramadan. Natasha Richards. In finance and business enterprise, Connor James Bannon. Michael Edmund Usebi. In finance and business law, Zainab Hassan Hussein Ali. Imogen Elizabeth Forsyth. Ahmad Abdulatif A. Nimatala. In finance and economics, Murat Alp Ariyoglu. Neve Lauriston Crooks. Emma Louise Johnston. Ross James Kelly. Adam McDonnell. Emily Marcia McMonigal. Morgan Corporal. Amelia Elizabeth Greer. Alexander Richard Thomas. In Finance and Management, Louisa Gi Yang Chan. Struan Murray Robb. Dylan Kyle Floyd. Xiaoqing Lin. Jack Moore. Jiani Chen. In Finance and Marketing, Holly Paris MacArthur. Chak Sang Lam. Georgia McDonald. In Finance and Mathematics and Statistics, Bashiru Abubakar. Lamia Ahmed Mohammed Al-Qiyumi. In Economics, Angus Morrison Anderson. John Hughes. Danny Lesk. Holly Sherry. Eleanor Young. Ewan Harris Graham. Morgan McGregor. Isan Sheikh. Kalumver Dami. Elizabeth Audrey Lajawi. Chang Su. In Economics and Business Analysis and Technology, Adam Howard. In Economics and Business Enterprise, Peter Robertson. In Economics and Finance, Alex Emily Angle. Troy Kincaid. Stuart John McEldowie. Melanie Teresa Morgan. Asha Mullen. Amina Nazami. Evan Michael Robinson. Gabrielle Ann Allison Smith. Adam Patrick Trout. Tareem Ahmad. Essa Basharat Asgar. Blythe Lottie Malcolm. Harrison Riley. Sophie Ross. In Economics and Human Resource Management, Jodie Murphy. In Economics and Management, Ewan Colin Taylor. In Business Analysis and Technology, Kazir Ahmed. Jake William Cameron. Alana Fletcher. Tom Kujawa. Benjamin Joseph Malcolm. Maureen Livingston. Chia Chun Shi. In Business Analysis and Technology and Business Law, Fiona Robinson. In Business Analysis and Technology and Finance, Matthew Jonathan David Conn. Fraser Gordon McLean. Josh Mackay. In Business Analysis and Technology and Hospitality and Tourism Management, Stuart Robert Harris. In Finance, Rayan Abdullah Said Al-Tubi. In Hospitality and Tourism Management and Business Analysis and Technology, Gillian Janet Cameron. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Business Analysis and Technology, Kader Barrow.
Let me warmly welcome you once again to this special ceremony and a memorable day. It's a day that marks the culmination of many years of demanding work and dedication for our new graduates. So I begin my address by congratulating our graduates of 2022 on your collective achievements and success with a round of applause from us all. Well done. Now, as I said at the beginning of the ceremony, the last few years have been particularly challenging, yet you've shown remarkable resilience, adaptability, and determination to arrive at this day. I know today will be undoubtedly a proud moment for those graduating in front of your family, your friends, and your supporters, and I am sure that you're exceptionally grateful to all of them for their support. So I want to give your graduates the opportunity to show your appreciation and gratitude to those who have turned up today, but those who have not been able to attend and are maybe watching it through YouTube. And I want you to give them a very appreciative and loud round of applause. Thank you. So all of you are graduating today have been helped by our excellent staff who have worked hard to provide you with a first-class education and outstanding student experience, despite all the challenges that they faced over the last few years. And your success is their reward. So class of 2022, please join me in showing your appreciation to our academics and professional services staff at Strathclyde. Thank you. So in a short while, you'll be invited to join an academic procession when we leave the hall. The procession is a symbol that you're no longer students, but you're now full members of the academic community at Strathclyde, and one that numbers over 191,000 people across the world. Of the key figures who have made the university what it is, Professor John Anderson was the one who made it possible back in 1796, when Strathclyde was formed during the Scottish Enlightenment for the benefit of all humankind as a place of useful learning. Anderson believed that fostering knowledge for the greater good, and this is what we call widening access today, was the most important thing that a university could do. And Strathclyde is at the forefront of widening access to higher education. We welcome those who have the ability to learn regardless of their personal circumstances or background. We have already met the Scottish Government's 2030 target of taking 20% of our new students from the country's 20% most challenged areas. And we've achieved this while having some of the highest entrance requirements in the UK. Our motto of being a place of useful learning continues to apply today as we seek to gain new knowledge and understanding that we can collectively use to resolve the challenges of our time. We're a research-intensive university whose vision is to make a positive difference in the lives of our students, society, and the world. Through our groundbreaking research, we're helping to change society and the economy for the better. In the recently published results of the Research Excellence Framework 2021, it's the UK Government's system for assessing the quality of research in UK higher education institutions, almost 90% of Strathclyde's research was assessed as world-leading or internationally excellent. And Strathclyde also had the second highest impact quality profile in Scotland, demonstrating the effect our research has on everyday lives in the real world. Our scientists and researchers are leading the development of innovative technologies that will facilitate the transition from fossil fuels to clean, sustainable energy sources such as wind, solar, and hydrogen. And they will power our future world and tackle climate change. We're developing new drugs using digital manufacturing processes that will provide cheaper, more effective treatments in the fight against cancer, kidney diseases, and inflammatory diseases. We're helping our health services evolve to face the challenges of health and social care in the changing demographics of the 21st century. Through our focus on entrepreneurial education, and we call that Strathclyde Inspire, we're helping students and staff create new businesses with sustainability in mind, creating jobs and supporting economic growth. And I would ask our graduates today, if you've got business ideas that you think will make a difference, speak to us. Check out the website on Strathclyde Inspire and talk to the people at the university, because we take student businesses on and we mentor them and support them through their early stages to commercial success. So please think about that. We're leading the revitalisation of this part of the city through the Glasgow City Innovation District, which is bringing large and small companies here in this campus to work together with the university to create new ideas, technologies and solutions to a range of problems. And we're working to inform public policy on national economic strategy, education, productivity and workplace strategies through our various research institutes. We've got fantastic researchers in accounting and finance, but we also have research centres in the Fraser of Allender Institute in our Department of Economics and our Scottish Centre for Employment Research in our Work, Employment and Organisation Department. And they're having real impact in society today. Our globally minded staff and students are working on sustainable development and addressing inequalities in places such as India, Malawi and the Gambia to establish clean water, renewable power supplies and healthcare facilities. And our students are also working in and around Glasgow, helping school pupils and social organisations address the challenges that they are facing. And many of you would have been involved in that who are graduating today. We have research teams in the business school working across all the key university research clusters, including health tech, fintech, 5G and industrial informatics. And your business school is unlike other business schools. Your business school is a business school that's fully integrated into the university's other faculties of science, engineering and humanities. It is a multidisciplinary business school and one that is proud to be part of a socially progressive, leading international technological university. And you, as Strathclyde Business School graduates, have the requisite knowledge, skills and experience to work in all sectors for the good of society and the economy. And in the near future, the university will be building a second innovation centre named in honour of one of our most successful business school alumni, Dr. Charles Huang. And if any of you have used a lateral flow test, and I'm sure you have, it was Dr. Charles Huang's business that actually developed that initially, and he's now rolled that out through the whole of the world. So your predecessor was the person that had such a big impact on the COVID pandemic. So Charles, who did an MBA here and then he went on to do a PhD in the Department of Marketing, he donated £50 million last year to Strathclyde. That's our largest ever endowment. And it was in recognition of the role that the university had in his success. And I want to just tell you a little story about Charles. I was out for dinner with him when he was over here with the gift. And I asked him, why are you wanting to give £50 million to Strathclyde? It's just really interesting, being a Strathclyde graduate myself. And he said, well, the thing about Strathclyde was that after I left my degree, and I went on and I had my own challenges, I went to Hong Kong, starting my business just like anyone else, being involved in companies. And I always felt that I could come back to the staff and my supervisor and ask them for help, ask them for advice and support. And he says, and through the early years of my career, I was doing that all the time. And I think that's what characterises Strathclyde and the Strathclyde staff and its ethos. And now, again, I'm asking you as graduates, don't forget about us. This isn't the end of your time here at Strathclyde. This is just the beginning. And please, never hesitate to contact our staff, your supervisors, even just someone in the business school of the university if you need help with your career or with your business. We'll be there to help you. And our graduates will know that we're continually working to enhance the student experience. The university is investing heavily in our campus, as evidenced by the new Strathclyde Sport Building and the Learning and Teaching Building. We're also investing in health and wellbeing services, always putting our students at the very heart of everything that we do. Our progress and efforts in these areas have been greatly recognised in recent years with a host of awards. We became the only university to win the Times Higher Education UK University of the Year twice, first in 2012 and then in 2019. We've also been named Business School of the Year, Workplace of the Year, and Research Project of the Year in recent times. We've been awarded the Queen's Anniversary Prize 3 times, most recently this year, and that is one of the UK establishment's highest awards for higher education institutions. And it's not just our institution that has been recognised. Our Principal and Vice-Chancellor, Professor Sir Jim MacDonald, is the President of the Royal Academy of Engineering, the UK's National Academy for Engineering Excellence and Technology Innovation. So that's enough about the university. Today is your day and the beginning of a new chapter in your lives, where you take the knowledge and skills acquired during your time here to pursue and realise your own aspirations. And as you forge your new careers, the university's values of being ambitious, bold, innovative, collaborative and people-oriented will stand you in good stead. The world looks like a very challenging place at the moment, but as graduates of this university, you have a vital part to play in us getting through this. Strathclyde graduates, we ask you to draw on your skills, your knowledge, your experience, the hard times that you got through, and also your alumni network, which, as I said, is over 191,000 people across the world. We want you to draw on that and help build a brighter future for all of us. You are our future. We rely on you. And in doing so, we hope you will demonstrate Strathclyde's socially progressive values and ethos of tolerance, pluralism, and a desire to make a positive difference. Champion knowledge, address injustice, and question inappropriate behaviours wherever you may find them. The Strathclyde degree you now hold is your passport to success as you rise to meet the challenges ahead. The quality of research and education at Strathclyde is why our graduates are so highly sought after by employers. And it is through your graduates that we make the biggest impact on the world. So it's with immense pride that we see you graduate today. And though you may be leaving us, we want you to stay in touch. Be like Charles Huang. Do not hesitate to contact us at the different stages in your career and never forget your university. So it's now time to celebrate with your loved ones. So on behalf of the University of Strathclyde, congratulations again to each and every one of you. So I think the weather is holding up. Yes, it is. So now at this stage, we have the academic procession, and I ask all the family and friends to stay in their seats. But as the academics process out, our new graduates will follow behind us, and then family can then follow us, and we'll be walking along to the new learning and teaching building where there will be some beverages and some food if you so wish to partake in that. So it's with great pleasure that I now declare closed this congregation for the conferment of the degrees, and please be upstanding.